Making moves with Michael. What's going on, guys? Today is a special day. We're going to talk about the 8 ways of creating income. You see, a lot of people out there have a lot of money issues. They have a lot of problems in their home. They argue about financial situations, all because they don't understand that there's a lot of ways to make money. Now, most people are used to one of the ways which we're going to talk about, okay? And that's active income, that's earned income, which we're going to get to in a second. But so many people are so used to that being the only way to make money. And that's why so many people in America, in the greatest country in the world, a lot of people are still suffering the average mentality, the Mickey Mouse mediocre life. So today we're going to talk about the 8 ways of creating income, okay? Hopefully you may have in the future all 8, all right? So let's get into it. Very simple. Number 1 is earned income, active income. And I'm gonna give you some examples so you understand as well what are some things that come with that, okay? And one of the things that come with that is a job. A job is a earned type of way of making money. Why? Because you're going out there, you're earning it. You're actually going out there hustling, cracking deals. If you're in sales, whether you work as a front desk receptionist, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a lawyer or architect or an engineer, it doesn't matter. You're out there and you're pounding it from 9 to 5, from 9 to 6, from 8 to 6, from 8 to 8, whatever it may be, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. But at the end of the day, you have to go create that income, okay? You have to go actively put your time, your sweat equity into it to create some kind of revenue stream for yourself, okay? Now, it may be a problem for some of you guys that are reaching the age of 40, 50, 60, because you're thinking about how you don't want to do this for a very long time, and that's why some people, they start dabbling in their 30s and 40s in other things like retirement funds and other stuff, which give them a little bit of some kind of juice, so to say, to survive on, okay? So I'm not gonna recommend that. What I do recommend is you building your nest while it's early, you building your well, you digging your well right now before it gets too late, because you gotta create that active income. Okay, you have to go create the active income, but that is not the only way to become successful, okay? So the second type of income is what most people do. They create a portfolio income, right? They have a couple of stocks, mutual funds, retirement funds, all these different things that create, they consider themselves having control over the assets, which they don't. Wall Street controls that money, but it's still a form of income, okay? Because if you're creating some kind of revenue coming for that, whether it's $1,000 a month, 5,000, whatever it may be, that portfolio is growing and you're actually collecting some sort of income from that on a weekly, monthly, or a yearly basis, okay? And sometimes you may get lucky. Others you may not. It all depends. It's a very risky game, okay, with portfolio, right? You may land on the right deals, but sometimes people lose a lot of freaking money in that. You know, in 2008, a lot of people lost a lot of money in those days, okay? So you want to be very careful when it comes to portfolio income, all right? The next type of income is the rental income, which is my favorite out of all of them. And the reason why I love it so much is because it's very simple. It's very, very mathematically easy to understand. You don't have to be a genius. I'm not the smartest guy in the shed, right? I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but I do know one thing. I understand math. And it's very simple, okay? And when it comes to rental income, it could be businesses, whether it's office rentals, right? You're renting their businesses. It could be residential. It could be trailer park homes, mobile park. It could be whatever it may be when it comes to renting out your assets, okay? And you're collecting an income from that. Now, some may call it passive. I don't really want to call it passive, and I'll tell you why. Because you still have to actively build it out in the beginning, right? In the beginning stages of it, you have to still build it out. It can be passive later on because it creates massive amounts of wealth. 90+% of all the wealthiest people in the world have created their wealth through real estate. Real estate is one of the craziest ways to become super, super wealthy and pass it on generationally. That's why I love it so much. It's my favorite one, okay? The next type of income is dividends, okay? If you buy some stocks in a company and you get paid, like for example, AT&T pays you every couple of months, right? They send you a check based on how the stock did, based on how the company did for the past couple of months, past couple of years, whatever it may be, you get a little check at the end of the month or the end of 3 months. That's a dividend, okay? Now, some people get lucky. They have invested in the right stuff. Some people don't. It all depends. Once again, to me, it's a gamble. Stocks to me are a gamble. But for me, I'm not the kind of guy to be, emotionally, mentally cannot look at my freaking portfolio, whatever the case, and see one day high or one day low. It's just gonna drive me bananas. I want to see something gradually grow incrementally, which is why I like the rental income, okay? But once again, this is not about me. It's about showing you guys how there's 8 different ways of creating income, okay? So dividends are pretty amazing as well if you really want to, have that emotional yo-yo roller coaster. The next one is the 5th one, right? The 5th one is the business income, okay? Which is what I do right now, okay? I have a business where I create and add value to certain companies. They pay us for our services and we generate revenue from that. Out of that revenue, we pay out all the people, we pay out the commissions, we pay out the salaries, we pay out the overhead. Whatever's left over is considered profit. Okay? And that's another type of way of earning income. Now, in the beginning stages of actually owning your business, it's going to be very challenging. Very difficult. A lot of ridicule will come in the other way. A lot of hatred, a lot of bullshit, a lot of hours, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of sleeping in your office. Like, there's been times where I literally was in the office till 3 o'clock in the morning and I showed up back in the office at 7 a.m. I mean, that's some of the sacrifices you have to make. Sometimes you got to sacrifice time and energy, because in the beginning stages of actually having the business income, it's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work, okay? But it's worth it, because one day somehow you can create a passive income from it. Okay, you can if you build it properly, if you're in the right business. If you own a small bodega shop and that's all you want to do, you're probably not going to create passive income from that, but it's still considered business income. Okay, now the next one is a royalty income. All right, if you become very successful in the music industry, it's an example, and you start rapping and singing, whatever the case is, and people start using your songs for licensing. Okay, you now create royalties from that. All right? If you become a franchise business, you're creating royalty income from that as well, because they're using your name. How valuable are you in the industry? How valuable are you in the world where people want to use your name or use your product or use your service, where they have to pay you a licensing fee or a royalty fee? Okay? There's so many ways to do that, but you got to think outside the box. How can I add value? I learned a long time ago, the amount of money that you make is determined by how many people are living better because of you in their life. So if you think about Ray Kroc, who created McDonald's, he literally created an empire all because he gave other people the shot to own their own McDonald's. And a lot of people became very wealthy because of that, very successful, very rich. And because he helped them become rich, he became retarded rich, like unbelievably rich and very successful. He's dead today and he's still making money. Isn't that crazy? All right, the next one is the interest, right? Banks, this is how banks make their money. When they loan you money, when they loan people money, they're making money off of money, okay? It's interest. And you can do the same thing if you actually loan some money out, if you're allowed to, all right? There's a legal way to do it. And if you loan certain things out, you can collect an interest, all right? And if you do that, okay, you may be getting interest right now from your bank, even though it's 0.5%, 1.5%, some banks offer 2%, whatever that may be, that's still collect this. At the end of the year, you still gotta pay taxes on that because that's an interest income, all right? Now, the last one is capital gains, all right? For example, if you buy a building for $1 million and 5 years later you sell for 1.5, you just created a $500,000 surplus of revenue for yourself, okay? On that $500,000, you gotta pay capital gains tax. So the taxes are a little bit different on all of these. You gotta, check with your local CPA and your local accountant, but from what I know, capital gains is much better to pay capital gains tax than to pay ordinary income tax, okay? As an ordinary income tax, you get killed, okay? But when it comes to portfolio income or passive income, which some of them can be, that's when you start paying less and less and less in taxes. So just to kind of show you, the portfolio income, the rental income, the dividend income, the business income, the royalties, the interest, the capital gains are taxed all differently compared to the earned income. All right? Now, most people only know about the earned income. But if you start dabbling and figuring out which one of these are your favorite, and you just go all in on 1 or 2 or 3 of them, you can create massive amounts of wealth, save yourself from the headache of actually going out there, working a job and not making bills and not making it happen, and actually create some other sources of revenue for yourself. So just in case you lose your job when the economy tanks, you still have a backup plan. All right? So as you guys know, every single week we come at you and we make moves, we add value. We ask nothing from you but to share this with a friend, share this with a family, share this with someone where it can impact them, because all we want to do on this channel is impact people, make a difference and add value. We want to help people think differently and think better. So I love you guys. Subscribe down below. I love you guys. Have a good one.